is so funny. This is so funny. My life was falling apart at some time this year. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time joining us here, you're welcome. You're seeing my video for the second time or you're a returning subscriber. Thank you very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate your time. My name is Pasheda. I am a business strategist and content creator based in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, and on today's video, I'm going to be gisting about a few things that I've done to make the quality of my... Why do I keep saying I've done? A few things I am doing to make the quality of my life better in my 20s. Okay, I'm in my mid-20s and I feel like a lot of us in our 20s are just trying to adapt to life, or just at that point where we're transitioning from being maybe dependent to being independent, and life is lifing, adult is adulting. There's no manual, nobody's teaching you how to do it, you just have to get it done right. Okay, so I'm going to share a few things that I'm doing that's making my life a tad bit easier, a tad bit better. Okay, let's get right into it. First thing I'll mention is mental health. I've been working on my mental health. I've had to do some growing up the past year, and I realized that I had to prioritize my mental health, right? So, and most people, I don't know, I think we really underestimate how you feel up here and emotionally affects every other thing that you do in life, like your productivity, even career-wise. Like, it affects how you interact with other people. It affects the quality of your friendship, quality of your relationship. So I've just put myself in a better place. I've gone to therapy. I've sat down to do the... So there's one thing going to therapy, and there's another thing to sit down and do the work, to relearn and unlearn certain things, to adjust your mindset, to just find the things that make you happy, to learn how to spend time with yourself, to learn how to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, there's only so much love that other people can give to you that will fill you up, right? So that's my tip number one, working on your mental health. Tip number two is personal transformation. For me, I actually didn't realize this up until much later last year, that I had a fear mindset. And this is something that a lot of people don't even know. Like, I was very anxious, I was very judgmental of myself, I was very... I don't even know the word, but like before I do something, I first think of all the negative... Yeah, I was very pessimistic, that's the word. I first think of all the negative things, and this was holding me back in different ways, even career-wise. Like, I would not be able to push myself to the extent I know that I can go, or to do things that I know that I can actually do. So I've changed I'm still working on it, but I've changed my mindset from fear to faith, and I just believe that everything will work out for me. Like, my mindset and mentality change is such a big thing. Like, when you change your mindset, things will start to work out for you. I don't know how to explain it, I don't know the theory behind it, but it works. I now do like a lot of affirmations, I speak positive into my life. I just believe that things will work for me. At some point I told my friends, and I'm like, see, I think I'm being delusional, but my life was falling apart, literally. But this is so funny, this is so funny. My life was falling apart at some time this year, and I was just looking forward. Like, I was just looking to what next, like what's coming next after that, what can I do to get out of it, as opposed to sitting in the moment. And I'm not saying that we should ignore our problems or whatnot, but I don't know how to explain it, but I changed my mindset, and it's been working for me and my friends as well. I know people that have done this thing and it works. So yes, my mentality towards money, like anything I want I will receive, anything I want I can do, anything I put my mind to I can achieve. Like, there's nothing too big, right? So basically this whole point is talking about personal transformation. For what I need to work on is definitely different from what you need to work on, but you need to sit down, look at yourself, look at the things that you need to do differently. If it's a mindset thing, if it's some trauma that you have to deal with, but really and truly, if you put your mind in a better place, everything will work out for you. So those are mental health and personal transformation. These are the first two things that I will talk about. And the next one is, I would say, know your value proposition, right? This is know what you have to offer, know the things that, and this is money wise as well as other parts of life, but I'm relating into money now. Know the skills that you have that can earn you money. Actually, okay, for me, I started making money at a very early age because I started to do makeup artistry in school, and I started making money from there. Because I studied, it's not something that I use, blah blah. Came out of school, tried to find other things to do, and fast forward to where we are right now. I've had to sit down to look at the skills that I have and the things that I have that can make me money and see how I can monetize them. I'm currently a content creator. Even as a creator, I've had to look at different ways that I can monetize my skills and look at the different things that can make me money and how I can earn from them. Being a creator for other brands, being a social media manager, a UGC creator, you know, or doing influencing, different things. But you need to know your value proposition. You need to know the skills that you have that can earn you something aside from money or skills. Now, know the things that you offer in this life. Like, if you offer value, nothing is above you. See, anybody would exchange anything with you as long as you have some value to offer. So know what your value proposition is. That way it's easier to hold your head high in rooms or when you walk into places where you feel like you're not welcome. But know your value proposition, okay? Number 4 is planning and routines. Now, I know some people argue that they are not routine people, but I'm a diehard believer of planning and having a routine will make you a lot more productive, right? Personally, for me, if I don't put pen to paper or if I don't write it in my notes or in my Notion board that I'm going to do something, the chances that thing will happen, very low. So I'm a very, I don't know, for me, I like to journal, I like to write out the things in my head, I like to write out my ideas. If I see a video today that, oh, maybe inspires me and something I want to do, I'll put it down and I'll write maybe where I found it, on TikTok or the creator's name. I'll put it there because I know that I can forget these things, right? And this comes to any other idea or anything at all. You can forget this thing. You just feel like, oh, it's in your head, you know it. Why not just write it down? Even if it's in a year or 2 years and you stumble on it again, you're like, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do. So planning and routine, know what you want to do, how you want to do it, and be very realistic with your plans. Like, be very, very realistic with your plans. I set a 3-month goal for myself and I looked at where I am now and where I can get to in 3 months and how I can actively get there. So I broke them down into like each month. The first month, this is the beginning stage, this is my learning stage, this is where I want to make mistakes, I want to do my research. The second month is my implementation stage, and the third month is like my result stage. So I'm not pushing myself from month 1 to start to see the results I want to see in month 3. So there are stages to everything in life, but just have a plan. When you have a plan, it will work out eventually. And if you have a plan and you're doing something that's not going according to plan, you know that you need to sit back and look at it and maybe do it in a different way. But having a plan, I always recommend, okay? Next step will be reward system. Guys, I am so big on this one. I like to reward myself for any little thing, and it's one of the fastest way to get myself to do anything. Like, for example, I'm back on YouTube now, and I promised myself that I want to do 2 videos a week this month, right? No, not even this month, but that's how I want to continue, 2 videos a week on YouTube. I've already promised myself a particular bottle of perfume that I have been wanting since. Like, if I finish and I achieve this goal for the first month, my first month back on YouTube, I'm going to buy this perfume, and I really want this perfume. So I'm going to actually try to achieve my goal. And aside from big things like that, just any small thing, like, I always try to reward myself. Maybe at the end of the day, I'll get something I've been wanting, or maybe I'll get sweets, or I'll get chocolate, anything. But I'm a big believer of reward system, and I think that it helps to motivate you to do the things that you want to do. The next one is trust yourself and be honest with yourself. So I think this one's very personal to me, and maybe anybody that can relate. But I used to really doubt myself a lot. I used to be in a place where I needed validation, not validation, but I needed other people's opinion before I could make a decision, right? But I've come to a place in my life where I trust myself and I'm very honest with myself. I'm very, it's not like I don't ask for help or I don't ask for other people's opinions, but I trust me first. I know that I'm going to do what I'm going to do what's right for me. I'm going to do what is necessary for my success, right? And I'm also ready to bear the consequences of my action, of any decision that I have made. If I make I know that if I make a decision to lay in bed all week, it means that I'm not going to have content to put out at the end of that week. So I'm ready to bear the consequences of my decisions, right? And I think that this is a big step to what's the word? To independence, right? You need to know that all your actions have a consequence. Like, if you're making this decision today, if you're deciding to do X instead of Y, what are the possible outcomes that you get from these two things. By the time you're able to trust yourself and you're able to trust your gut and just know that if you want something, you go for it, I think it makes a huge difference in the quality of your life and what happens overall. My next tip is building a community. No man is an island. You cannot do life on your own. You cannot do life on your own. You have to be surrounded by people of like minds. You have to be surrounded by people that motivate you. You have to be surrounded by people that push you to do better. And there's something that I've learned about the people around us is the mentality of people around you affects how you behave. It's something that is so key. Sometimes I'm having conversations with my friend and something that seems so basic to us, we're like, oh wait, but this is not common knowledge, or maybe this is not something that people think about. And it's just because we have like minds, right? It's not like we're not different in our own ways, but everybody has a goal they're working towards. Everybody's ready to work towards that goal. Everybody's ready to achieve. Everybody's ready to push the next person. Like, I'm in a circle where if I'm lazing around and I choose not to do something, I know the first 2-3 people, in short, Belema will badge my door and break it down. Like, guy, what's wrong with you? Stand up. And by the time you see these people doing things for themselves and making life work, and now this is not from a place of jealousy, but you can look at your friends doing it, and these are people that are very close to you. I think for me, it helps me to believe, oh, I can achieve this. Like if my friend signs a 6-figure deal in dollars, I'm just like, it's around my corner. I can do this thing. Like I can do this thing. And because we're friends, I can go to this person and say, oh, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm having XYZ challenges. Can you help me? It's just easier when you're surrounded with like minds and people that have the same perspective towards life as you do. Wherever you find yourself is that there are people that share the same school of thought or the same mindset with you. Find them and surround yourself with them. Last but not the least tip is to always be grateful, right? See, regardless of where you are, even if you're not where you want to be, but you need to remember that you're not where you were before. Personally, if I look at my life right now, I can cry from gratitude. Like I know where I'm coming from. It's been a long journey to get here. I look at myself, I look at my siblings, and I'm just like, we did this and we're still doing it, right? It's just always look back to where you're coming from. It helps you appreciate where you are right now and understand the value of what your tomorrow holds, right? I know where I want to be in life. I know where I'm coming from. The fact that I can get here to where I am right now is living proof that I can get to where I want to be tomorrow, because it's been a long journey. Another thing I do to help me remain grateful is I keep a gratitude journal, right? Every day, as much as I can, I write down things that happened in my day that I'm grateful for. It can be anything. Today now, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful that Belma came around. I'm grateful that I had one amazing meal. God, I ate something so delicious today. And that's like my key thing for today. Different things have happened today that have frustrated me, but if I keep my mind on the things that actually happened that I'm grateful for and that made me happy, it keeps my mind in a different place and it keeps me happy. Okay? So with these little tips of mine that I've applied to my life, and I think most people are applying, or if you're not, you can pick up 1 or 2. I hope that you found this video informative, helpful, fun, whatever it is. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and until I come your way next time, it's your girl Pasheda. Love and light. I'm going to start doing this. It's Korean movie, don't blame me. Bye guys.